and gentlemen, one would imagine that after the acrimony of a fiercely fought 2024 elections, the dust would settle down just a little bit. But it hasn't. In fact, now a new storm has been brewing as fears of conspiracy, greed and betrayal have gripped both sides of the ideological divide. BJP and the India Alliance are no longer firing arrows at each other. They are now on a hunt for the Jaychands lurking in the shadows of their own alliance partners. Initially, the India Alliance united to predict that NDA's ideologically divergent alliance will fail within 6 months. But right after the black sheep in their flock started rearing their head, while factions within the Congress party fought each other in Karnataka and Haryana, opposition allies were at each other's throat in Maharashtra, Bengal and Punjab as well. On the other hand, the defeat of the BJP in the most populous state, and I shouldn't call it a defeat, but it's a reduction in numbers in the most populous state of India, Uttar Pradesh, has brought the daggers out. Not just the opposition, even the BJP's own insiders have voiced their concerns at the manthan that has been going on in Uttar Pradesh from Lucknow to Kanpur. Sabotage from within is the chorus that we are hearing. Remember, 27 of BJP's 49 sitting MPs were handed a defeat in Uttar Pradesh. One of the incumbents who lost was R.K. Patel in Banda. Today, he rules, saying, "Gairon ne hame nahi loota, hame to apnon ne loota hai." Listen in.
हाँ, मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए थी और आगे भी उम्मीद रखूंगा अपनी पार्टी से कि जो बिल्कुल खुले तौर पर जिन्होंने समाजवादी पार्टी का चुनाव लड़ा है, निवेदन रहेगा पार्टी इस पर शायद ध्यान देगी और कार्रवाई नहीं।
और मैं संजीव बालियान जी का भी सम्मान करता हूँ। उन्होंने ऐसा अगर बोला है कि मेरी वजह से हारे, तो मेरी समझ में नहीं आता ऐसा क्यों बोला है, क्योंकि मेरी जिम्मेदारी मेरे पार्टी संगठन ने, मेरे पार्टी नेतृत्व ने,
और दूसरे में कहीं थोड़ी दम था। मैं तो बात कर रहा हूं कि गैरों ने हमें थोड़ी लूटा है, हमारे अपने लोगों ने ही इस तरह का काम किया।
Making matters worse for the BJP, not just internal strife, but even their alliance partners are now taking pot shots at them. After some in the BJP blamed Ajit Pawar's NCP for BJP's diminished performance in Maharashtra, Chhagan Bhujbal is asking, can BJP blame its alliance for defeat in Uttar Pradesh also? Listen in.
ये देश में दूसरे राज्यों में भी तो ये हुआ है, जैसे यूपी। कोई भी बोल नहीं रहा था कि ऐसा यूपी में इतने पीछे बीजेपी आएगी मगरा से। तो उसके कारण जो है, ये सिर्फ अजीत पवार गट ये है, ये कहना मैं वाजिब नहीं समझता।
But it's not just the BJP. What's happening in the Vipaksh camp? Well, all opposition parties united and yet couldn't stop the NDA from forming a sarkar. Now the knives are out there as well. In Haryana, Kumari Selja admits that she has faced factionalism in the Congress party. In Karnataka, Congress's own MLAs want the Siddaramaiah government to review the guarantees which were the reason for their downfall, fearing that they won't be able to fulfill them. In Maharashtra, Congress and Uddhav Sena are at each other's throats over MLC polls. Uddhav has even announced MLC candidates without consulting Congress, and now the Congress wants him to take them back. Meanwhile, the Aam Aadmi Party has made it very clear that there is no alliance with the Congress party beyond the 2024 polls. In Kerala, Congress has asked Chief Minister Vijayan to quit after the left's abysmal performance, and Udit Raj is actually saying that it was the Congress that defeated the Congress in Delhi. Listen in to some of these voices coming in from Congress leaders admitting to the strife within.
देखो, गुटबाजी स्वाभाविक है, गुटबाजी होती है और है। अब इसको मैं कैसे कहूँ कि नहीं है भाई, तो ये तो है। टिकटों में जरूर मेरी समझ से हम बेहतर कर सकते हैं। कई जगह आपको दिख भी रहा है, थोड़ा हम अगर अपने राज्य की ओर ध्यान दे देते और कैंडिडेट इंपोर्ट करने की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी।
अगर उत्तर पश्चिम लोकसभा से मैं हारा हूं तो पार्टी का संगठन का बिल्कुल सहयोग नहीं मिला है। गुटबाजी का अगर शिकार न हो पार्टी तो जितना सेक्रीफाइस और जितना संघर्ष राहुल जी ने किया, हमारी 240 सीटें।
On the NewsHour fact check tonight, let me tell you how the India Alliance could have won at least 5 seats if only they had fought together instead of against each other. And I'm giving you these random examples. There would be many other such seats that we could pick up. BJP won Thrissur in Kerala with over 4 lakh votes. Here the Congress and the CPI together would have garnered 6.6 lakh votes. So they split the votes of each other and the BJP won this particular seat. In Purulia, with over 5 lakh votes, the BJP won this. TMC and Congress's votes combined would have come to over 6 lakh, but they did not find together. BJP won Raiganj also in West Bengal with 5 lakh votes being polled for it, while the Trinamool and Congress together would have had over 7 lakh votes only if they had fought together. In Bhatinda too, the Akalis won, but the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress together would have had almost 2 lakh more votes than the Akalis. So did infighting and mutual distrust wreck the alliances? That is the question that is being asked within these parties. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the legitimate question we are raising on the News Hour. Who got stabbed by the Jayachand? Who suffered more by the internal strife? The BJP alliances or the Congress alliance? That's the question and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson of the BJP, Satya Prakash Mishra, leader of the JDU, both of them in our studios tonight, Deepak Reddy, national spokesperson of the TDP, Harshvardhan Tripathi, senior journalist, Abbas Haider, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Professor Anwar Pasha, national spokesperson of the RJD. But my first question goes to Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, supports the Congress Party. And Tehseen Poonawala, ji. बड़ी खुशियां मना रहे हो. Oh, there is strife within the BJP, and you know the way the Congress is celebrating, the way the India Alliance is celebrating, it's almost as if you won these elections. The fact is that you are actually for the third time in a row sitting in the opposition, and look at the voices that are coming from within your alliance and within your party. Udit Raj, Kumari Selja, all of them talking about the factionalism that has cost the party very, very dear. 99 out clearly isn't what the Congress would have expected if they had got these things in order.
Actually, Navika ji, 101. One independent's already come, and another one is joining formally soon. So it'll be 101. So, but no problem. I don't want to get into the semantics here. And I agree that in political parties, there will always be a little bit of groups. There will always be, especially in Haryana and Maharashtra, where the opposition is supposed to do extremely well and the BJP is not doing so well. There will be different groups looking to get power and having maximum tickets given. That's political reality, and we live in political reality. I won't sit here and defend it. That may also be the case in BJP, but BJP, something seems to be going horribly wrong. There are two things. One, in a state like Uttar Pradesh, and you showed in the opening visuals what's happening between Sanjeev Balyan and Sangeet Som, etc., where you have a very powerful Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and the Honorable Prime Minister is extremely powerful. The second thing is what was said, and this is the whisper in the corridors of Delhi, is the candidates who Yogi Adityanath backed won, who the BJP didn't back, who the BJP leadership, central leadership was backing did not win. There are a number of examples. There's also what is in the Delhi corridors. A list was sent by Yogi Adityanath that was not accepted. So these are what's in Delhi circuits, and again, we can't go by it. But what we can go by, Navika ji, and that's what we should focus on. Forget all these politics. These are politicians, they'll fight. The RS is going after the BJP. Mohan Bhagwat ji. Today, Indish Kumar ji, and our friend Ratan Chadha ji is often with us in the studio. They've gone after this government. What did Indish Kumar ji today say about arrogance? What did Mohan Bhagwat ji say? Mohan Bhagwat ji today reminded the government day before about Manipur. So there is something terribly wrong happening in the BJP. That needs to be addressed. The RSS going after the BJP. That is the key factor. Everything else is politicians.
Fantastic, Tehseen Poonawalla. Suddenly, this newfound respect for the RSS.
I have no respect
for
for
the RSS, because you're believing every word that they're saying.
Are you saying Mohan Bhagwat ji is lying? Or
Shehzad Poonawalla, dost dost na raha. Is that the song the BJP is singing these days?
नहीं, कितना बदल जाता है इंसान। जो कल तक कह रहा था आरएसएस को कि ये है शैतान, अब उसमें दिख रहा है उसको भगवान। कितना बदल जाता है इंसान, ये मैं गाना गा रहा हूं। पर मैं आता हूं आज की डिबेट पे कि 2 टेम्पलेट है। नाविका जी, याद कीजिए 2014 की करारी हार कांग्रेस की, मीडिया खराब, ईवीएम को गाली। 2019 में करारी हार, मीडिया खराब, ईवीएम को गाली। 2024 में हम अपने लक्ष्य से कुछ सीटें पीछे, मतलब जीते हम ही हैं, सरकार हमारी ही है, पर हमने ना ईवीएम को गाली दी, ना नाविका कुमार और मीडिया को गोदी मीडिया कहा, ना हमने ये कहा। हमने तो कहा कि जो हमारी निंदा करता है, निंदक नियरे राखिए। हम तो उनको अपने पास रख रहे हैं। हम तो कह रहे कि प्रणाम करते हैं कि आप जो भी कह रहे हैं, और यही तो स्वस्थ परिचय होता है एक लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था का, कि हमारी कमियां रही, हम उसको सहज स्वीकारते, किसी को गाली नहीं देते। पर दूसरी तरफ देखिए कि जो 99 पर अटक गए, जो 3 चुनावों से उतनी सीट इकट्ठा नहीं कर पाए जितनी बीजेपी को एक चुनाव में मिले, वो जीत में ऐसे अहंकारी हो रहे हैं और इतना अहंकार दिखा रहे हैं। और दूसरी बात मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, देखिए अब उन्होंने इंद्रेश कुमार का जिक्र किया। इंद्रेश कुमार का बयान लेना ही है तो पूरा लीजिए। इंद्रेश कुमार ने कहा कि राम के जो द्रोही हैं उनको तो राम जी का ऐसा न्याय मिला कि वो 240 तक नहीं आ पाए, तो आपने स्वीकार लिया आप रामद्रोही। और लाइटर नोट में तहसीन ने, अति उत्साह में हो जाता है कभी कभी, उन्होंने बोला कि हमारी 101 है। भाई मुझे तो इस समय पर अगर प्रोड्यूसर डायरेक्टर चैनल का दिखाते शक्ल पाशा जी की, भाई पप्पू यादव को अपने साथ गिन लिया, भाई विशाल पाटिल को अपने साथ गिन लिया, एलओपी पूछा तक नहीं, बीच में नहीं, एलओपी पूछा तक नहीं। अब नाविका जी, आज एक और उदाहरण, पर्सनल उदाहरण गिनाता हूं। तहसीन और मैं तो चलिए एक ही घर में पैदा हुए, तो जब मैं स्कूल टॉप करता था, मैं रिपोर्ट कार्ड लेकर आता था 99, 95, ये मेरे अमूमन मार्क्स होते थे। एक दिन 80 आए तो मेरी माँ ने मुझे बड़ा बोला कि 80 आ गए आपके, और ये भाई साहब 35 पार नहीं होते थे। एक दिन ये 36 ले आए तो हमारे कॉलोनी में मिठाइयां बटी कि वो तहसीन पास कैसे हो गया, इसमें ईवीएम रीचेकिंग करो कि पास कैसे हो गया। ये सिचुएशन आज हमारे साथ भी है। मुझे अपने घर की सिचुएशन बतानी पड़ी।
He was a better student.
Better student था,
much better. That I agree. He also got kicked out of class because of mischief I did the teachers 5
years. Grace marks
so, yeah, so that's true. But that's listen. The fact of the matter is simply this. He's gone. I'm asking a question on history. He's talking about geography. Is the RSS today critical of the BJP? What Indresh Kumar ji saying, what Mohan Bhagwat ji saying, that is the focus question. The RSS seems to be very disturbed of the BJP. The way the BJP has treated. Now, did Nadda ji say or no that the RSS is not relevant? He meant in those words, and he said the BJP can win elections today without the RSS. Did Nadda ji say this or no? That is the point that you have to focus on.
Please respond.
That is the point.
Serious charge.
देखिए, पूजनीय सरसंघचालक जी का जो बयान है उसमें एक जगह पर पूरे भाषण में मुझे भाजपा का नाम बता दो, एक जगह पर। देखिए, अब मेरी बात सुन लीजिए, मेरी बात सुन लीजिए, नहीं बीच में इंटरप्ट करने का मौका नहीं दूंगा, मैं आपको मौका नहीं दूंगा, मुझे बात पूरी करने दीजिए। जब कोई भी हमारे प्रचारकों का शिविर होता है, उस शिविर में आमूमन देश के सामने जो जटिल सवाल होते हैं उनका निर्वहन करने सरसंघचालक जी अपनी बातों को राष्ट्रहित में रखते हैं। उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि झूठी वीडियोस का कैसे इस्तेमाल हुआ एआई टेक्नोलॉजी का, तो वो किसके लिए संदेश था भाई? देखिए, इसलिए मुझे लगता है जिनको आरएसएस की समझ ना हो उनको इस पर टिप्पणी नहीं करनी चाहिए।
Abbas Haider, Indresh Kumar's statements are being taken extremely seriously by the opposition, and it's almost as if they are celebrating कि वाह वाह, हम भी ऐसे करते थे कि जो बहुत स्टूडियस बच्चा होता था उसको जब टीचर से डांट पड़ती थी हम भी तालियां बजाते थे कि भाई बहुत अच्छा हुआ, आज उसको डांट पड़ी है, हर बार होमवर्क ना करने की डांट हमें ही पड़ती थी। But that's the way the opposition is clapping their hands. I want to ask you, Mr. Indresh Kumar does not occupy any position in the RSS today. He's given a statement, the clarification has come from the RSS that this is not the RSS's view. Indresh Kumar has also given a second statement saying that, he was making a general comment कि राम भक्तों को कम सीटें मिली हैं, but they are in power, and those who were against Ram have not been able to cross the Ram Bhakts. Now, why is the opposition so excited with this comment? Can't they see the disorder in their own camp where alliance partners are fighting, where people are walking out on each other within a week or 10 days of the election results? Why are you only celebrating the BJP's downfall? After all, for the third time, you are now sitting in the opposition.
Navika ji, we should take this statement of Mr. Indresh Kumar in context, in reference of what Mohan Bhagwat ji has said. शहजाद पूनावाला भाई है सेट कि भाई मोहन भागवत जी ने तो कहीं पे प्रधानमंत्री जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी का नाम नहीं लिया। तो आप ये बताइए, अहंकारी और सेवक किसके लिए कहा जा रहा था? ठीक है, आज वो क्लियर हो गया कि अहंकारी भारतीय जनता पार्टी है। देखिए प्रॉब्लम क्या है बीजेपी की, दे आर नॉट रेडी टू लिसन, इवन नाउ दे आर नॉट रियलाइजिंग व्हाट हैज हैपेंड विद देम। एक शेर है नाविका जी कि मिले उरूज तो मगरूर तुम कभी मत होना, बुलंदियों के सभी रास्ते ढलान से हैं। अब they have got there from 2 seats, they have went to 303 seats. So now they are coming down and they'll certainly go back to 2 seats because their arrogance is not coming down in any way, Navika ji. We have seen what has happened with the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have seen in this election how a son of a member of current sitting member of parliament of Bharatiya Janata Party from Gujarat was capturing a booth and he was live streaming it. We have seen in this election that a member of parliament of Bharatiya Janata Party from Bhadohi was threatening with voters saying we will see you after election. And so what? So we have seen how they have made the mockery of the electoral system, how they have made the mockery of the democracy. What action has been taken against the father for whom he was capturing the booth? No, none action has been taken. And people of
समाजवादी पार्टी में कभी किसी ने पावर इन्फ्लुएंस यूज ही नहीं किया. This is the only case. हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी is raising his hand. हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी, सभ्य पार्टी है, कह रही है बीजेपी में ऐसा गलती हुई है, हमारे यहाँ कभी नहीं हुई. प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड.
देखिए नविका जी, मैं बीच में उंगली नहीं उठाता क्योंकि डिबेट में जब आप आती हैं, लेकिन अब्बास भाई थोड़ा अभी भी वही काम कर रहे हैं. इन्होंने कहा कि बीजेपी का एरोगेंस कम नहीं हो रहा है. ठीक है, बीजेपी के एरोगेंस पर ढेर सारे सवाल उठ रहे हैं, सत्ता में है 10 साल से, हम भी पूछेंगे सवाल, लेकिन कम से कम अब तो झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए. किसी भी इलेक्शन में किसी भी बूथ पर बूथ कैप्चरिंग नहीं हुई है, इस तरह की कोई घटना नहीं हुई है. जिसने उसका दुरुपयोग किया वो जेल में है, उनके खिलाफ मामला दर्ज है. और दुनिया में हमारे चुनाव आयोग की जो प्रतिष्ठा है, जिसकी वजह से आज आप भी 37 सीटें लेकर समाजवादी पार्टी ने शानदार सफलता अर्जित की है, कम से कम अब तो झूठ बोलना बंद कीजिए. आप लोग लगातार देश के लोकतंत्र को कमतर करने की कोशिश करते हैं. कभी कहते हैं संविधान खत्म हो गया, कभी कहते हैं लोकतंत्र खत्म हो गया, ईवीएम पर सवाल हो गया, आप कह रहे हैं बूथ कैप्चरिंग अभी भी थोड़ी बहुत कोशिश होती है, वो बंगाल में हो रही, हिंसा वहां हो रही है, तो वहां की बात कीजिए. देश के किसी हिस्से में चुनाव आयोग ने बूथ कैप्चरिंग या कोई भी गलत काम नहीं होने दिया, और अगर शिकायत आई तो उस पर कार्रवाई हुई. झूठ मत फैलाई.
Well, let me get in सत्यप्रकाश मिश्रा जी. सत्यप्रकाश मिश्रा जी, सवाल आरएसएस पर इतने आ रहे हैं कि एक ओवर में 6 बॉल अलाउड है, वहां 12 दिए जा रहे हैं. आई वांट टू आस्क यू, suddenly why is the RSS and their statements, being taken with such respect and with such a great deal of acceptance by the opposition?
Generally, I never commented on any statement of RSS and BJP. It is their internal matter. But why they have taken very seriously the statement of Sarsangachalak Mohan Bhagwat ji and Indresh ji? Because all opposition parties finding solace in that statement, because they have been thinking like that. So it is very similar to that statement. RSS disowned the statement of Indresh ji, and in what context RSS chief has stated something regarding to election and its other thing as well. But why the opposition party is taking that statement in a very forefront row? Because they are getting new kind of page to write on, to make another allegation against BJP. Definitely the RSS chief and the Indresh ji has cautioned the political outfits of India every political outfit of India, that don't go in election with overconfidence. And he has categorically stated the word ahankar. And RSS chief has already stated that, okay, no, it is not Vipaksh, it is Pratipaksh. Everybody has to take into confidence in a democratic process.
Who's in government in Manipur? He spoke about Manipur.
Pashin, I have never interfered.
No, sir, I'm just asking you.
That is fine.
This business of BJP trying to protect and saying Mohan Bhagwat ji didn't say this.
You know well that since how long Manipur is burning. It's not
and that's
new
what the
case.
RSS chief has said. So who's responsible
You
for it?
were also in government in Manipur, in
Thank
center.
You, sir. Now the
and
opposition
Afsar was there.
is also saying it. Now will the BJP address it? The allies are also saying it.
Do you know when the first time Manipur was seriously taken into consideration when the Vajpayee ji was in the government?
Now
if you don't understand, what you have done in Manipur and Northeast state.
Today, 10 years,
what the Congress has done to reduce
Congress is bad.
North.
Congress is at 99 or 101. Who is the Prime Minister for the last 10 years?
I understand that. But at the same point of time, the situation in Manipur is different from other states. The two communities
failed. Accept it, Modi ji failed.
Come on, you are not letting me speak. No, I want to add one point. Regarding Manipur, everybody has to be very sure that government of India has done wonder to reduce the tension between two communities. Elections were held there. So understand that. I generally don't comment on these RSS and BJP's ideologies and other things and their internal matter. But why opposition party is jumping into this debate? Because they again got the kind of platform to target BJP. But they will fail in that. They will not get anything. Every political party has different kind of factionalism. Which political party do not have such
factionalism? We're talking RSS targeting BJP.
I have never RSS.
Okay. Shehzad is responding to that.
Guiding every kind of political party. If you want to get guidance from RSS, go. Okay. If you don't want to get guidance from RSS, don't go.
Let me expose Tehseen Poonawalla in 10 seconds. मणिपुर आपके लिए गंभीर सिचुएशन थी, तो मुझे एक बात बताइए और बिना झूठ बोले, केंद्र में तो आपने नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन केंद्र की सरकार के खिलाफ लाया, वहां पर आपकी विपक्षी पार्टियां हैं, उन्होंने अभी तक राज्य सरकार के खिलाफ कितने नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन लाए?
What is the how is that got?
नहीं एक सेकंड ना, अब बीच में मत बोल, एक सेकंड, अब मैं बीच में मत बोलिए, पूरी बात नारिका जी बीच में मत बोल रहे, नारिका प्लीज डू नॉट इंटर ना, तहसीन आपने बात रखी, आप बीच में मत इंटर। ये तहसीन का नॉर्मल वे ऑफ है कि अगर वो एक्सपोज होता है तो वो बीच में बोलने लगता है। अब अगर उसमें हिम्मत है तो आधा मिनट चुप रहेगा। पॉइंट इज दिस दैट मणिपुर के नाम पर जब चर्चा पार्लियामेंट में हुई, पीएम बोले, एचएम बोले, तब इनका पूरा विपक्ष जो है भाग गया बाहर। दिल्ली सर्विसेज बिल को प्राथमिकता दे दी और मणिपुर के विषय पर जो हल्ला गुल्ला मचा रहे थे उसको पीछे कर दिया, क्योंकि दिल्ली सर्विसेज बिल पर बोलना था। आज तक उनके एक विधायक ने वहां की सरकार के खिलाफ नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन नहीं लाया। इनफैक्ट दे गो एंड सपोर्ट व्हेन एवर इट इज द पॉसिबल देयर इन दैट सिचुएशन। दिस इज द टू फेसेस ऑफ कांग्रेस पार्टी। जिस मणिपुर में 93 में और 97 में कत्लेआम हुआ, तब एमओएस होम ने स्टेटमेंट नहीं दिया। आज मणिपुर पर इश्यू नहीं। पता है तहसीन पूनावाला और अब्बास हैदर ये क्यों बोल रहे हैं? क्योंकि बुरखा डाले महिलाएं इनके दफ्तर पर पहुंचे, 1 लाख रुपए दीजिए, 1 वोट 1 लाख रुपीज मिलेगा। उसका जवाब नहीं है, एलओपी बनाना नहीं है 7-10 दिन से, उसका जवाब नहीं देना है। इसलिए अपनी खामियों को छिपाने के लिए जो झगड़ा हरियाणा में चल रहा है, जो झगड़ा कर्नाटका में चल रहा है, जो डीके शिव कुमार कह रहे हैं, जो कुमारी शैलजा कह रही, उस पर जवाब नहीं देना है, 1 लाख रुपए का जवाब नहीं देना है। इसलिए आकर कोई भी बात
so let me get in Professor Anwar Pasha. Professor Anwar Pasha, RJD also hasn't had a very good showing in the elections this time around. But as an opposition, you're busy targeting the BJP, which you should do. You should raise questions. But the more the factionalism or the more the questions from within the BJP are coming, there is celebration in the India Alliance. Why, sir? Why is the India Alliance not looking at the fact that 28 parties came together, could not beat the score of the NDA at 293? What are you celebrating? Just because BJP came down from 303 to 240, you are celebrating, though you are still sitting in the opposition. Nothing's changed for you.
Navika ji, thanks to ED, CBI and the Election Commission, the BJP has managed to get the number. but BJP has not got the mandate.
Hare?
They have got
Thanks
number,
to
but they have
EVM?
not got mandate.
Thanks to
To rule
EVM?
this country.
Yeah,
There is difference. Yeah, there is difference. I will tell you. ED, I told ED.
then why did they not get 400 par?
Commission.
If the EVM was with them, they should have got 400 par.
Let me complete. Don't interrupt.
केवल 4 आई है ना, 37 तो अखिलेश जी की आई है, तो इसलिए ईवीएम करा.
You have given time to all the members, all the panelists. Give me time also to speak.
Okay.
Don't interrupt, please. This is the fact that BJP has got the number. They have managed to get the number, but the mandate is not with them. The mandate is with us to control this government, this dictatorial government that was being run by the BJP, by the Narendra Modi ji. We have been given the mandate by the people to control this government, to check this government. This is our duty as opposition. We'll keep on doing that. If government does wrong, we'll point it out and we'll fight against it. This is the mandate given by the people to us. Second thing, बीजेपी के जो हमारे जो बीजेपी है वो ये कह रही है कि हमारे दामन पे दाग लगा हुआ है, लेकिन तुम्हारा दाग भी कुछ कम नहीं है, इसलिए हमारा दाग बहुत अच्छा है. ये क्या बात हुई?
ये किसने कहा?
The party which are saying till yesterday that we are a party with difference. We are a disciplined party. Where is that discipline? Where is that difference now? The kind of churning is going on, the kind of blame game is going on, the kind of skirmishes are going on within BJP and within the allies. That is unprecedented. This is unprecedented. Where is the discipline now?
And
this kind of churning will continue in future.
What do you understand by discipline, Mr. Pasha?
As far as Bihar is concerned,
you have only 4 seats in Bihar.
In
and
Bihar,
now you are giving lecture about discipline.
I didn't interrupt.
Okay, nobody is interrupting you. You have no right to just propagate anything you want to wish here.
Please don't interrupt. Let me complete.
You have only 4 seats.
I never interrupted you.
That is fine. You never interrupted me. That is fine. But don't give us lecture on discipline.
In Bihar now, just shut up. Don't disturb me. Don't interrupt.
Mr. Pasha, you have 4 seats.
Just shut up. Don't interrupt me.
Mr. Pasha, are you really a professor?
I didn't interrupt you.
Professor
Let me
Saab.
complete.
Professor Saab.
Let me complete.
Oh, Mr. Pasha.
Let me complete.
I know.
Let me complete.
I know your professorship.
Let me complete. Oh, Mr. Whosoever you are, just keep shut.
I know your professorship.
Shut up. I
can expose you here on
Let me complete.
Professor Pasha, parliamentary language, please. Parliamentary language. You are a responsible opposition. Why are you losing your cool?
Is this a debate? I didn't
You
interrupt
have only
anybody.
4 seats. Go ahead.
What is this debate? Did I interrupt anybody?
No, but then that doesn't mean you will use unparliamentary words, sir.
Let me complete.
Yes, please complete, sir. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Please complete in 30 seconds.
You are using unparliamentary words against me. By not giving me time.
What?
Go in Bihar.
Are you really seriously, Professor?
As far as the Bihar is concerned, today the JDU in Bihar is demoralized. The workers of JDU are demoralized.
People would laugh on you.
The leaders of JDU was demoralized. Because of the unilateral distribution of the ministry, JDU is demoralized today. This is the gossip, public gossip is going on Bihar, that what our leader Nitish Kumar
First you decide, Mr. Pasha, are you happy that we are in ministerial
government? क्यों वो पलटी मारा उन्होंने, क्या मिला उन्हें? एक सही है बिहार में लोग कहते हैं कि जात भी गंवाई और भात भी नहीं पाया, जात भी गंवाई और भात नहीं पाया, ये लोग पूछ रहे हैं नीतीश कुमार।
पलटी मार के आपकी तरफ गए, पलटी मार के आपकी तरफ गए तो आप खुश हो गए, पलटी मारकर दूसरी तरफ गए तो आपको दुख हो गया। You are talking about internal sounds that are coming. Well, you have won only 4 seats in Bihar. There should have been an internal discourse within your own party. Why did you not do better than this? I'm coming to you, Shehzad.
Just one, I promise you, just one line. पाशा जी, आपने डिसिप्लिन की बात की, पप्पू यादव वाला जो कांड हुआ, जो कांग्रेस ने पप्पू यादव का स्वागत किया है, वो डिसिप्लिन है, इनडिसिप्लिन है? आउट ऑफ सिलेबस हो गया क्या?
पप्पू यादव जी का इशू, कांग्रेस का इशू, उसको उठा करके
बीमा भारती को हराया भाई,
कर सकते
आपकी कैंडिडेट
जो इनडिसिप्लिन,
आपकी कैंडिडेट को हराया, कांग्रेस ने आपको अपनी औकात दिखा दी, आपको कांग्रेस ने औकात दिखा दी आपकी,
कि आप
समझ रहे हो?
वो
रेडियो हमारे सम्मानित है, बिहार चला रहे,
जनता ने आपको औकात दिखा दिया,
पर कांग्रेस ने आपको
आप जमीन पे आ गए, जनता ने आपको ग्राउंडेड कर दिया, जमीन पे आ गया, जनता ने आपको अपनी औकात बता दिया।
Well. One minute. Let me get in Mr. Deepak Reddy. Mr. Deepak Reddy. Mr. Deepak Reddy, let me ask you this question. 1 minute. 1 minute, gentlemen. Mr.
ये बोले पप्पू यादव में कोई फाइट नहीं है, कांग्रेस बोल रही है, और वो बेचारे पाशा साहब।
1 minute, Mr. Deepak Reddy. Mr. Deepak Reddy, everybody is teaching other people on the other side of the fence lessons. I want to ask you, is the opposition celebrating the BJP's loss of a few seats, despite the fact that they are in government, and forgetting to look at their own performance, that for the third time in a row, and if this government continues for 5 years, 15 years they would have been out of power sitting in the opposition, yet they are celebrating that BJP has gone down from 303 to 240. Are they in denial mode? Are they living in cuckoo land?
A very good evening, and thank you, Navika. I really had to hold myself from this amusement and probably a little bit of laughter. Let us come to. I need a couple of minutes to lay down the case. The way the India ecosystem is talking, that they had, I mean, it's like, it feels like as if they had a one-to-one discussion with the RSS in a closed door, and RSS has told them certain things. I mean, I keep wondering, how do they come up with this kind of statements? Probably in the last 75 years, it's become a habit. Just throw something and try to confuse people, or divert the actual topic. If we come to the basic facts of the situation today, BJP has outperformed Congress by 242%. If we take it as an exam, if BJP got 100, the Congress has got 41 marks. So let us see, the last two elections, they've actually failed. So if they would have failed this time, it would have been a hat-trick failure. So the Congress and their ecosystem is really happy that they have passed for a change and they didn't get a hat-trick failure. But what I usually keep saying is, in Andhra, the Congress party is dead, and in rest of India, it was on a ventilator. So now they are really rejoicing the fact that they are out of a ventilator. That is the situation. But the point here is, they try to actually hide the actual situation by casting all these aspersions and casting all these statements and diverting from the actual issue. The actual issue here, how did they manage to get these few extra seats? They have gone into the people and given a whole lot of false commitments on these welfare schemes, that they will be getting that, they'll be getting this. So this is in fact a betrayal to our voting process, and probably it can be challenged legally also. Then the caste cards, what they were playing, the religious angle, what they were playing. Like in my constituencies which I was heading in Andhra, we got 1,90,000 votes for the same MP segment in the MLAs, but we did not win the MP segment. Why? Because again the Congress played the religious card there, trying to scare the Muslim voters that injustice would be done. So a whole lot of games were done. And now the gentleman says about the EVM. If EVM was true, then Bengal would have been won. And the last two state elections of Karnataka and Telangana, the BJP would have won. So why do they give such lame excuses? And I mean, do they really expect people to be fools to listen to these kind of statements? Is a straight question what I'm asking. The fact is,
respond,
they have
Professor Pasha.
All the dirty tricks they played.
Professor Pasha, BJP managed to win because of EVM. If the BJP could manage to get 240, why could they not manage to get 350?
And why in more than 300 seats, the EVM, the polled vote and the actual vote, the counted vote, there was difference between? Why there is difference between? If the EVM is correct, then why there is difference? Many studies have come out. People have reported the difference between the vote polled and the vote counted.
त्रिपाठी जी, हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी जी, ये रिसर्च और ये पीएचडी की थीसिस कहां से आई है?
The gentleman.
Then why hasn't the opposition gone to court over it? हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी, ये हर बार all the time by saying अरे मर गए, अरे लोकतंत्र खत्म हो गया, oh democracy is dead, constitution is violated. Every time शेर आया. How many times will they do this?
Does he not feel ashamed of that?
नविका जी, मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कि प्रोफेसर अनवर पाशा को शायद अभी भी गलतफहमी है कि ये पटना में या कहीं बिहार के किसी हिस्से में रैली में इनको अभी भी लग रहा है कि कुछ लोग झूठ का, कुछ लोग इनकी अफवाह का शिकार होंगे और वो वोट करके आएंगे। पाशा साहब, आप प्रोफेसर आपके नाम के आगे लगा हुआ है, कम से कम नेशनल टेलीविजन पर आप बोल रहे हैं और आप कह रहे हैं कि देयर आर मेनी रिपोर्ट्स।
ऐसा है,
आप चुनाव आयोग जिसके किसी भी आंकड़े पर, किसी भी डेटा पर सवाल नहीं करा।
इसका मतलब यह है कि आपने इन स्टडीज को नहीं देखा,
बड़े नेता
या उसको इग्नोर करना चाहते हैं।
इस तरह से
आप इग्नोर कर रहे हैं तो फैक्ट्स को, फैक्ट नहीं है,
अगर ऐसा
ये फैक्ट नहीं है कि जो वोट पोल्ड है और जो वोट काउंटेड है।
Why haven't you gone to court, Professor Pasha? Let me ask Abbas Haider. Abbas Haider, if this is true, why has the India Alliance not gone to court so far? Abbas Haider, please respond.
We have registered our protest.
Navika ji, we cannot deny that through thick and thin, Bharatiya Janata Party has gone to power. But there, I can tell you the example. There is Phulpur seat in Uttar Pradesh, there is Bansgaon seat, there is Farrukhabad, there is even Meerut and Aligarh, where Bharatiya Janata Party has somehow tried to manipulate the system, and they have won with a very narrow margin. This has happened in multiple places across the country.
And the Samajwadi Party has not won any seats by narrow margin. Mr. Deepak Reddy. You know, after the whole process is over, after the opposition has given its possibly best ever performance, they will still raise these doubts. I want to ask you, is this in the spirit of democracy?
This is just starting. This is just the starting. Navika ji,
it really amazes me because I've been actively participating in the debates in the last few days. Every day they come up with some fancy imagination, and they pretend to believe themselves, and they think people who are listening to them are probably fools of what I don't understand. This is because 75 years they have been fooling the country with some ideology or the other. I don't think today in India people are really going to buy this kind of an argument. They are lowering themselves, and trust me, I am again repeating my old statement. Mark my words, in 6 months you see this whole India Alliance ecosystem is going to crumble, and a lot of them are going to bail out of this ship.
Well,
I don't want to. I myself am compiling the data, but may I just put sir, please, Professor Saab. But there is one data of 35,093.
Pasha ji, आप बहुत बोल चुके. Tehseen is making a point. I will come back to you.
So we are compiling this data, but there is a mismatch of 35,093 EVM votes in 176 constituencies. Now, there could be a reason for this, but this has happened in 176 constituencies. And
35,000 votes in 176
constituencies, about 500 in each. But this could be please allow me to finish. And this was also in 2019. Let this come up. But there's a larger fundamental question that two things. Deepak Reddy said that he was laughing during the thing. He probably was laughing. He said the opposition played religious politics. His party, which is in alliance with the BJP, has given 4% reservation. His party gave 4% reservation to Muslim, and he's laughing and saying religious politics. And why Manipur was not debated on the floor of the House but in Parliament? Because 355 was evoked, not 356. 355 means center took over the law. Please answer.
17th Parliament has now been dissolved.
That's true, but he brought it up.
So just hold on, and there's been an election after that.
And they lost in Manipur.
No, then I can also say Kishorilal Sharma actually filed an affidavit, and his papers has the application as filing his nomination for the 17th Lok Sabha. 17th
Navika,
Lok
he's
Sabha, go to
distracting
the
you and
election
ensuring that the
commission
debate.
website.
Navika, don't fall into his trap. I've lived with this man for 35 years. He does this. He speaks his time, then takes the debate to an inane subject where you start giving clarifications. So let's not do this.
Right.
You and my mother both are very, very, very naive. Anyways, now let me come to the point.
Me?
Yes, you and my mother both are naive. He does this with my mother also. So I know exactly what he's doing. Please tell me, you know that we lost 62 seats by 1% vote share. 1%. हम EVM मैनिपुलेट कर रहे थे तो कम से कम ये 1% ही मैनिपुलेट करवा देते. After getting 99 seats and after their India alliance reaching this state and 37 seats in UP, they are still questioning EVM. And I have got 240 seats, but I'm not questioning EVM. I'm questioning that what I can do better. These are the two templates in front of the country.
Exactly my point. While the BJP is doing internal manthan about why they lost, was it internal sabotage? Was there wrong candidate selection? What was the reason? Did people not come out? Was there lack of effort put in at the booth levels? All of that is part of the manthan that is going on in the BJP. While for the Congress party, A.K. Antony report of the 2014 election actually biting dust in some shelf of the Congress headquarters. And today they're celebrating their 99 not out. And that really is the difference between the two sides. Who will last, who will not? Well, I'm not an astrologer to predict that, but at the moment, course correction, the BJP seems to be looking at it. The opposition, well, factionalism there in evidence abundantly. But are they going to look at it and correct their strategy? We don't know, but we'll keep watching. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.